Well, here we go again. And it's not surprising. I mean, Super Mario Galaxy movie was always going to be epic, the scale of which nothing else could compare. It was going to be probably the number one animated feature of the year without even breaking a sweat. It took, Disney Pixar's weak version of Hoppers out there to even offer any kind of challenge, which, as you'll see in just a few moments, it really didn't have much of a challenge. Hoppers is already dead and gone, despite weekend performance of about 4 million. And the Super Mario Galaxy movie is just continuing to, well, power on. It has over $600 million globally, and I have a feeling that by the time the ball stops bouncing, this film will be sitting somewhere around $1.1 billion, $1.2 billion. And if that's the case, then there's no other case to be made. Hoppers can be some kind of original property, love story for a lot of people out there in the shilly world, but let's not be shilly with them. Anyway, let's jump into it. Here we go. Now, before we get started, just a quick reminder, I am trying to get to 50K. YouTube has severely limited my views. I am in some kind of punishment box, I guess. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm pointing out that Disney is such a dramatic failure. But you know what? I'm not going to be silenced. I just need your help. So double check you're still subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications, and hit the thumbs up button. And leave me some comments during the video or after the video, because I really want to know what you think. Now, Marvin put the story together on April 12th, Sunday, to talk about Super Mario Galaxy, the box office, because that's what it should be called. I mean, every one of these films is going to do well. We don't want to delude ourselves that this wasn't going to happen from the very start. 600 million globally, massive second weekend. This is a no competition, hands down beatdown of Hoppers. We'll get into that in just a moment. But as we go through the story, the Super Mario Galaxy box office run just hit another major milestone, as the film is set to soar past 600 million worldwide in only its second weekend of release. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Illumination and Nintendo's animated sequel has already crossed 300 million domestically. Again, not surprising. And continues to dominate overseas markets, cementing itself as the first Hollywood release of the year to hit those marks. Do you know who didn't hit those marks? Hoppers. It's not working out for the shills, is it? And you know what? That's okay. I don't mind when they are wrong. Now, what we're really seeing is a second weekend surge, something that hasn't happened in cinema in a while, although Project Hail Mary had a pretty decent existence in its second weekend, not as steep of a fall off as we thought. But after the massive debut, the film didn't just hold, it actually surged, which was interesting because it had like a remarkable Tuesday performance as well. So the Super Mario Galaxy movie is expected to bring in nearly 70 million domestically in its second weekend, pushing its North American total to approximately 308.1 million. Internationally, it's adding another 90 million from 81 markets, bringing its overseas total to around 327 million. Now that brings me to something as well. These numbers overseas are a little more than 1-to-1, something that WDW Pro had predicted. And you know what? He wasn't wrong. They're very close to a 1-to-1 ratio, 308 here in the States, at least in Northern America, and an international total of 327. It's about as good as you could possibly hope for. And with that strong performance everywhere, I have a feeling that this movie's going nowhere as far as the box office is concerned. I think the exhibitors are going to want to keep it there. I think Nintendo and Illumination are going to want to keep it there. And I think that Comcast is feeling pretty lucky to have this property in Universal's possession, which is why they're going to double down on their expansion in the Super Mario Land that they have at their theme parks. Regardless, let's take a look at some numbers from the numbers and take a look at what's really going on. So these are the numbers: 628.7 million in total after this last weekend's performance. It had about 42.7% of its original gross on its opening weekend, and the legs right now stand at 2.34, which means it's going to have absurd profitability by next weekend, and right now it's already sitting there. It only cost $110 million to make, so it's at least $200 million in the positive. And if I were any one of the people involved in making sure this film happened, I'd be patting myself on the back right now. But in comparison, and we have to do this in a unique way, we have to look at the shill movie of the year, Hoppers. It only has generated $354 million globally. Now, let's compare and contrast. We got $320 million in international box office for Super Mario Galaxy alone, and we have $354 million worldwide for Hoppers. This is embarrassing despite the legs and its performance. I have a feeling that this thing is going to be considered a Disney disaster by the end of the day. And since it is almost closing in on profitability, I have a feeling that they're going to try to tout it as the most profitable Pixar movie since Inside Out 2, which wouldn't be wrong, but it would be awfully misleading. They don't really understand what's wrong at Disney right now. And it's the simplest thing. Get politics and anti-family values out of anything related to Disney, and you could save stuff. You could even save Star Wars, although I think that Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be an epic fail, the likes of which we haven't seen in a while. But because of the adoption of the messaging and all the other political elements, I think people are just done with Disney. And you're going to see historic fails like Hoppers and other things like Snow White be a nonstop treadmill for Disney. And I think that also includes, at the end of the year, the Marvel film, Doomsday. I have a feeling Avengers Doomsday will be a catastrophic failure that they won't be able to run away from fast enough. But anyway, those are my thoughts on a box office weekend. What are yours? Do you think that Hoppers is as bad a failure as I do? Do you think that Super Mario Galaxy, the movie, was always destined to be a magical success? Or do you think that this wasn't as easy to call from the very beginning? And how could I gloat about the predictions that I made where we sit right now? I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya. Just not watching anything as lousy as Hoppers. Don't forget to check out the latest episodes over on That Garden Place. This weekend, we planted some English comfrey, and as an input crop, it certainly can make the difference in any garden. Do subscribe to That Garden Place for more tips and recipes for the food that you grow.